math ing. He's so good at teaching. I love math.
What?
All right, let's go over 1.24, solving quadratic graphs by using a table. Steps to solving quadratics using a table. And I'm using an iPad, so I have this thing called Graph and Calc 83. And basically what it is, it's a Texas Instrument TI-83 graphing calculator emulator. A long time ago, there was other ones called Wabbit, Emu, or something like that. And basically, what you want is a free graphing calculator on your phone, or if you have a physical one, this is good too. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to press the insert the function. So enter function, and you're going to do that by clicking on the y equals button. Okay, once you do that, you're gonna view the table. So view the table. And you're gonna view the table by doing a couple of things first. Is you're gonna click on second. And you're looking for, on my Texas Instrument, it might be a little bit different, but you're looking for the word window. And what this is going to do is we're going to do something called table setup. We're going to figure out how to set up the table. And when you view the table, basically what we're looking for are sign changes in the x's and y's, but then we're looking for y value 0. So change that means delta, which means change. So change in the table, it'll say TBL. You want to change it to 0.1. So that's one thing you need to do in there. And then the second thing you want to do is if it asks you independent, you can do ask and dependent, also ask. And basically what that is, this is the x coordinate and this is your y coordinate, f of x. And then you can also use a graph to kind of help you. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this first one here. It says use a table to graph negative x squared plus 5x minus 1 equals 0. So here is my graphing calc 83. I'm going to get to the home screen. So I'm going to have to press y equals in the top left there. And I'm going to go ahead and insert my function. Negative, so on the left of the enter key, x squared plus 5x minus 1. And now we're going to go to table set. So for mine, that would be second table. When I said second window, that was actually on a real graphing calculator. And you can start it at any number. 0 is fine, but we said change this to 0.1. And you want it to be on auto. And let's now go to the table by clicking on the table button. Okay, so here you're going to notice a couple of things. Let's go back and change that to, oh, I understand. I wanted this one to be 1. Delete. Okay. Okay, so from here, you can see that if you change it back to, sorry, and then this one you want 1. You're looking for changes in on the y side from a negative to a positive. So I see one there between 0 and 1. And I see another one between 4 and 5. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try to even get better than that. So let's change it now to 0.1. So we already said that it was between 0 and 1. So if I go up here, between 0 and 1, that one where it says kind of like negative 2.776 e to the negative 17, that is just scientific notation. It says 0. And what I'm trying to get is, on the y side, a number super close to 0. And now we can try something. Let's take a table set, which is 2.01. Go back to your table. Remember, we knew the answer was between 0 and 1. Just scroll and find it. Okay, right there. See, it's between negative. It's around 0.2. And you see it's negative and then no longer negative, so let's try again. Let's start at 2 and we'll go 0.001. Again, we're looking for a number. Started at the wrong number. Let's try it again. Second table set. I want it to start at 0.2. Okay, now we're looking for a number very close to 0. Okay, there is between negative 0.208, the y1 value is negative 0.003. And at 0.209 on the x, the y is at 0.001 positive. So I can say that one of the x's is at 2.09. Okay, and there was another one. I think we said it was between 4 and 5. So let's just change that. Start at 4. Keep scrolling. I can scroll. I'm looking closer to 0. So remember, it's going to be, if you know, 4 and 5. We're at 6's, 5's, 4's, 0.3's, 0.2's. It doesn't go anymore. I wonder why. Let's see. Second table set. 4.6. See what happens. Oh, you see, start had negatives. So I think I'm at 4.791. 4.791. Right, so we had a graph. And this is here past 0. And this one is at 4. More than 4. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, kind of bad, but what I'm trying to show you is that they're between the tick marks. That one didn't help. Yeah. Okay, so those are my two values just using the graphing calculator. Okay, let's go on to questions 24 to 26. It says skip one problem, use the tables to determine location of the zeros for each quadratic function. State the consecutive integers between which the roots are located. So let's just make sure, remember the roots are another word for x-intercepts, and that's basically when y is equal to 0. So the question is, where on question number 24 do you see a change between negative and positive? Well, they changed the table, so if it's a little bit confusing for you, you have the x's and then you have the y's, right? And we're looking at the y's, and then right here, I see a change, right? Because 0 is between negative 1 and 4. So I can say, for question number number 24, we can say between negative 5 and negative 6. And the other one, again, between a positive and negatives, we could say between, and when you're listing the answers here, you're saying the x values, between x equals negative 4 and x equals negative 3. Okay, let's try question number 25. Again, locate, ignore the x's, but locate the f of x or the y-axis. Basically focus on the second one down here. And anything between a positive and negative, so I can see right there. So 0 should be right there. So we can say between x equals 0 and x equals 1. And I can also see that here. Between negative 3 and, whoops, did you guys see my mistake? Between 2 and 3. All right, number 26. Again, just focus there at the bottom there. You're looking for a change between positive and negative. Here is my change between positive and negative. So we can say between, this one's tricky, negative 3 and 0. And over here, so I can say between 6 and 9. Okay? Directions for question number 27 to 32. Skip 3 problems. Use the table to solve each equation. If the exact roots cannot be found, approximate the roots to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so now let's just get a table of values. So negative 3x squared plus 3. Let me bring this up. So let's put that in here. I think it was 3 negative, whoops, 3x squared plus 3. Okay, so let's just go to a graph first. Okay, so you can already tell what, you don't even need a table of values, but you already know the answers is negative 1 and 1. Now, you can also use the trace function. The nice thing about my iPad is that I just put my finger on it, and I'm looking for the word 0. And it kind of locks in for you at negative 1 and at 1. For the table, let's go to second table set, and let's start at a whole number and start at a whole number. Second table. And so then I'm looking for those numbers. There's 1, 0, and negative 1, 0. Okay, let's go ahead and try number 28. So let's go back to our calculator. Y equals, clear it out, x squared minus 3x. So again, if you get an error mistake, sometimes that's a negative sign. I'll show you guys. Some calculators allow it, some don't. Okay, mine, what did I do? That was bad. Let's try minus. See what happens. There it goes. See? Okay, so I can already tell the answers. Double check why they call this tracing. Okay, so that's essentially +1 and a +2. Let's look at the table of values to make sure. Yeah, see that? 1 and 2. So x equals 1, x equals 2. And if you want to write that together, that's essentially x equals 1, 2. Right. All right, 29. Don't be scared, you have a fraction here. Okay, so to get a fraction, a student taught me this, you could press alpha and then y equals. Alpha, y equals. And there it says ND, numerator and denominator. So then there I can type in 1, go down, 2. Okay, I forgot the it's negative sign, so you can press left, 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 left. And to move over there, now you can type in x squared plus x plus 5/2. Alpha y equals 5 down 2. Now, pay attention, you have to go right. Okay? Graph to get a visual. Okay, I can already tell they're not going to be whole numbers. Can you see those two numbers there? So I know it's around -1.5 and 3.5. You can write that down. At least we know where it's kind of at. So now I'm going to use my table. Second table set. We said it was near -1.5. And let's just do 0.1s now. So what happens? Okay, right there. You see it? If you wanted to, you can do second table set and do another 0.01. Let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, I know it's around -1.44. Let's write that down. And we haven't used this, but you can use this symbol. Is there squiggly equal signs? That means approximate. And the second one was around 3.5. So go to second table set. Let's just type in 3.5. Go to table. And you're looking for the number to change from negative to positive. And I see that around 3.44, approximately 3.44. And something you'll notice too is that a lot of your estimates will actually be very close to each other in terms of the numbers. Okay, let's try question number 30. Let's punch it in. Y equals x squared minus 2x minus 2. Remember, the math operations are on the blue on the far bottom right on my screen. And the negative sign is to the left of enter, which is in white. I'm going to press graph to give an estimate. You can see that these numbers aren't going through whole numbers, if that makes sense. And we'll use the trace function, but this one is just the best what we have so far. But again, you can have just done something like that and get the answer. But we're trying to use the table of values. That's the point. So I have it in there. Oh, we forgot what our answers were. How about 2.75 and -0.75? Let's try 2.75. And pretty close, right? I changed it to 0.01 once I was really close. If you're not close, you can do 0.1s. But there it tells me my x value around 2.74. 2.74. And the other one was, second table set was around negative 0.75. And now I'm going to press table. Okay, so negative 0.73, between negative 0.73 and negative 0.74. Let's just say negative 0.73. Okay, let's go ahead and try question number 31. Y equals negative x squared plus 2x plus 4. I'm going to graph it to give an idea. You see those numbers are around negative 1.25 and 3.25, because between $3 and $3.50 is $3.25. Does that make sense? Negative 1.25. Let's try it. Second table set, negative 1.25. Table. Okay, there's this change between negatives and positives, so that's around negative 1.24. Yep, I forgot. Let's try 3.25. Second, get the table set. Now press table. And there's the negative and positive between around 3.23 and 3.24. And let's try number 32. Press Y equals, press clear. I'm going to press 2. Let's do my trick. XX minus 12x plus 17. Graph it to give yourself a visual. This is really, right? This is awesome because it's really telling you where it's at. 2.3. Let's try around 2.3. So second table set, 2.3 table, and we were pretty spot on, right? Between the negatives and positives there, 0.0082 and negative 0.02, I have around 2.29, 2.29. And the other one was 3.7. Dope. 3.7, 3.7. And right on the money. 3.7, 3.71. And that's how we used the calculator and using the table specifically to get to estimate our roots.
Shout out to Miss Ang for being the best math teacher that there is, and math is easy.